About a week ago, I received the news that a friend of mine had passed away due to cancer. It's been a long time since I've experienced this kind of loss. It's been a long time since I felt that kind of sadness and anger. I mean, we all know deep down it's inevitable, it's coming, but when it finally does, when it happens, this kind of pain, it's just as visceral as the first time you experience it. But loss and grief, not everyone is going to react the same way, and that's only normal, it's only natural, it's only human. Folks talk about the 7 stages of grief, but I just want to tell you that they're a load of bullshit. Not the individual stages, mind you, but the order of the stages, because the 7 stages of grief, as they call it, it's not linear. It's not linear. There's no guarantee that you're going to go through those stages in the order they put it. I almost forgot there's also the 5 stages of grief, which again, well, the individual emotions and stages can absolutely be true. The order in which they happen, and not just that, just it minimizes, it's so reductive of the grief of dealing with the loss of a loved one. And I want to try and do some good here. I want to say something that I hope will help others going through what I went through, what I'm still going through. Some of you may know what I'm talking about here when I say that guilt can sometimes turn toxic and harmful to yourself and others. Some extreme examples include turning to alcoholism and substance abuse to deal with grief and trauma. And I'm no expert in those fields. I have no place to offer any advice on those accounts, but what I can talk about is self-imposed guilt and blaming yourself for something that was out of your control. When I found out my friend passed, I, of course, was shocked, saddened, a bit confused, angry, but then, for a while, I settled on blaming myself. I proclaimed that I wasn't a good enough friend, that I wasn't there for them enough, that if I had only done this or said this, I could have done more to help, and the list goes on and on. And some of you may have an idea of what I'm talking about here. It's something that's been touched on in many a story in television, movies, video games. Self-blame, intense guilt over the loss of a loved one. And instead of accepting and understanding the very scary but unfortunate truth that so much of life is out of our control, despite all of humanity's incredible, wondrous accomplishments, we will never truly be in control of life and time. No one can see the future, and there's no way to predict the choices of other people or a freak of nature accident. My point being, what I'm trying to get at here, stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming yourself for things that are out of your control. Stop feeling guilty for something you're not responsible for. You don't have the cure for cancer. You can't stop a tornado or a hurricane or a tsunami. You can't predict a car accident, and you are not responsible for someone else making harmful, bad choices. This is just life. This is the way it is. You've got to take the good with the bad, the heartwarming with the heartbreak. And while losing someone never gets easier, you can't stop living, because they wouldn't want that. So stop blaming yourself and keep living for them. Hello everyone, this is Ryan of the future. The past week has been pretty hard. I'm going to try and attempt to get back into the swing of things, but no guarantees. So if my upload schedule is inconsistent for a while, I apologize. times are tough for everyone around the world right now. But we gotta keep going on living. The world isn't going to magically freeze in place to give me infinite time to grieve. It's not fair to everyone else around me, especially the people who are depending on me and investing in me. Speaking of which, I want to thank all of my friends and all of my supporters who have been so kind and so supportive. I've seen all of your messages. Thank you so much. I'm really, truly blessed. I also want to sincerely apologize and say thank you to my incredibly generous patrons over on Patreon who have been so patient with my recent hiatuses and absences. I intend to reward your patience and your generosity with as much quality content as I can provide. So, thank you, Mad Dwarf. Thank you, John. Thank you, Rolf. Thank you, Bojan. Thank you, Killer Turd. Thank you, Dan the Ninja Man. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Crawling Chaos. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Scott. And thank you to all of you watching. Now, I'll leave you all for now with this. Tell your loved ones you love them, whether it's friends or family. Just let them know that you love them. Even if it's someone you care about, but you're maybe on bad terms with, got some bad blood there, you never know what could happen at any time. Just letting someone know that, hey, no matter what, I care about you. Even if we're angry at each other right now, I care about you. I love you. You're still my friend. You're still family, no matter what. Because now I can only speak for myself, but one of the worst feelings, one of the worst experiences imaginable for me is losing someone, and that someone not knowing how you felt about them. While I hope and pray and fantasize about a cure to all diseases, immortality for the ones I love, I've got to put the optimism aside and be a realist. We never know how much time there is left. So if you are, stop being stubborn and just tell the people you love that you love them. Now, I know I said I was going to end on that, but if you'll indulge me for just a moment, if you'll allow me a moment of catharsis. Fuck cancer. Fucking fuck cancer. Fuck cancer to hell. The day we finally have a universal cure for this piece of shit disease. Let me tell ya, I'm gonna celebrate. So if you can afford it and want to help make that day a reality, donating to organizations and institutions like St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, you're helping with every penny finally win the war against cancer. Every single cent made by ad revenue on this video will go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I will donate it myself. I'll also leave a link to the official website in the description and in the comment section down below if you want to make a donation to St. Jude's and help hopefully finally fucking destroy cancer. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Tell your loved ones you love them. Don't blame yourself when tragedy strikes, and keep living. Bye for now, everybody.